Hello, everybody. My name's Dawn Campbell, and I'm the director at the IAPC&M. And today I'm here with the lovely Anne-Marie Myers. Welcome, Anne-Marie.
Hi, thank you, Dawn. Thank you for this.
Very welcome. So Anne-Marie is a quantum life coach, founder of the UK training provider Soul Awakening Academy. So you're also a holistic practitioner like me, and you offer many life skills to counteract 21st century stress. So we want to know more about what you do, what you offer, and how did you even get to this point, Anne-Marie?
God knows.
That's the most honest answer I think I've heard in ages.
I think it's been a slow progression. I mean, without going to, spending too long, I had a challenging upbringing. And long story short, I eventually found myself running my own business at 23, very successful, sales and marketing orientated. And basically what I was doing was I was filling a gap inside me. An emotional hole was getting filled with money, material gains, shopping, anything externally to try and fill this void that I felt inside me. And obviously I wasn't really aware of anything to do with emotions or mindset or resilience. That just was not in my vocabulary at that time of my life at all. But I just knew that there was something not quite right. There was just a hole, and it was like a real deep-seated sense of being alone. And as a baby, I was adopted, then I was placed into care when I was 11. My family life was very disjointed, and I always had this feeling of abandonment. But I made my external world very, very appealing to the outside world, and I was good at that. I was good at pretending. And then I had my son, I got married, and I had a beautiful boy. But with that, it just basically highlighted everything that I was hiding inside. And that was really a deep-seated fear of not being worthy, not being lovable, etc., and unable. I thought my son would be better off without me, basically. And I went through postnatal depression. But within that was the complete turning point in me. It stripped the old ego lifestyle that I was leading, and it gave me an opportunity to stop pretending and stop playing at life, and to get real and to tap into the true essence of who I was. And basically it was a path of me recreating me, the person that I liked when I looked in the mirror, the person I could put my hand on my heart and say, yeah, I do actually like me, let alone love me. So it was a bit of a self-discovery journey, really. First went into the field of aesthetics, where I had a real passion for nutrition, helping people on the inside. I knew the importance of food and nutraceuticals. And one thing led to the other. I got into spirituality, got into healing. And eventually I just decided that that was the field that I wanted to be in. And now, obviously, with the Soul Awakening Academy, it kind of combines the two worlds. It combines the coaching world, and it combines my passion for spirituality and healing, really, because there's some parts of the course where we coach through the chakra system. We understand the emotions that might be in the chakra system as well. So this academy has just given me an opportunity to bring my two passions together, really.
That sounds really exciting and so honest and vulnerable. And I know as a salesperson, people buy people. And I think that's one of the values of these little video snippets of people being able to get to know you, the trainer, the director behind the academy name, and choose, is that the right person for me? And I can just imagine what they're going through on a course like yours. And there's probably tears as well, isn't there?
Yeah, they do go on. Everybody from the course is the biggest change they found is within themselves. And it's so true when we're on this path and we're going to be working with people. First of all, it's to understand yourself as much as you possibly can. And I've found that I'm constantly learning about myself. There's at no point do I ever think I'm going to completely have nailed it. That's it. No more learning about me. That's not true. I think you're always on a path of self-discovery. I think that's what humans are designed for. We're designed to grow. We're curious beings. We're always searching for meaning and purpose in our lives. And, you know, one of the biggest ways to do that is to look at yourself.
But people don't like doing that, do they?
It's painful, and people, we project, and that's one of the biggest learning things is what do you see in other people? We can only see ourselves in the eyes of other people. You know, they mirror back to us what's really happening within us. It's hard to get your head around. And, you know, I still have times where I'm like, what the hell does this mean about me? What's this saying? What's the lesson in this? It's really challenging. It's not easy to label and identify your own shit. You know, it's not easy. But if you're interested in it, if you're curious about it, like I am, it just adds spark to my life.
Rewarding and fun as well.
Yeah.
Well, I commend you at your age, being so much younger than me, to have done that, because, you know, for a lot of people that it's in their 40s and 50s and beyond when they sort of get the awareness that actually there's so much more than their ego, and they want to be authentic, and they start to let their ego armor drop away. You achieved that so much younger than other people, so well done.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I say it was painful.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah,
but, you know,
it'll probably save your son thousands of pounds in therapy when he grows up, though.
That was the biggest thing. I just looked at him and I thought, I can't pass on the baton or the pattern of emotional damage. You know, that it has to stop with me. I felt responsible enough in that way to say, no, I need to sort my own stuff out here.
So somebody who aspires to achieve what you've achieved, being honest, you know, getting rid of the ego self and living an authentic life, what sort of material, say they couldn't afford to come on your course right now, what sort of material or book would you recommend that they read, and how would they build up their touch points to be able to then come and afford your course?
Well, I do have some stuff coming out really that is about mindset for everyone, and it's going to be, I think, a free ebook or maybe just a very minimal cost.
Okay.
To go on Amazon, and then a self-help mindset course as well, like a 6-module course that they can basically just coach themselves. So it's helping the person become their own coach.
Great.
But books that have helped me, I'm constantly reading. What was the name of the book that I first read that kind of made me go, ooh? One of the great, lovely books I've read is called The Alchemist by Paul. I can't say his surname.
No, I can't either.
Caleo. And there was another one, but the name's gone out of my mind now because I read it when I was about 19 and quite a long time ago. It's a famous book. Most people have heard it, but I've forgotten the name. But I know The Alchemist was one of those books that made me go, oh, you know, it's just beautiful. And Kahil Gibran as well, the Prophet.
Yeah.
Such an amazing book. It's a bit hard to read, but some of the poems and the writings in there are just beautiful. But that was me. That's where I'm at. Maybe a more kind of easier read book. I can't think because they've all been quite deep, more deep spiritual books, but I've just been looking at a book then as I was having coffee, Viktor Frankl.
Yeah, The Meaning of Life.
Yeah, and that's probably a book that I would go and buy actually. And
I found that a really hard read actually.
It did look it. I think that's why I didn't buy it. I had it there and I was like, but if you can read it, it's supposed to be an amazing book. And obviously his story was about, you know, you can keep going if you find a sense of purpose and meaning in your life. That's what gets you through. Yeah. So it is on my to-do list to read because I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah.
And a lot of positive psychology that I bring into the coaching is based around, you know, purpose and meaning and that kind of thing. So that might be a book I'd recommend for people. It depends what they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That's been on my to read list, and I've picked it up and put it down so many times. I've just not got past the first chapter. But a great little easy read for people listening is Who Moved My Cheese? I don't know if you've come across that one.
No.
Ken Blanchard. I love Ken's books. Whale Done, Gung Ho, and all those sorts of things. I love the Fish trilogy as well. It's a really quick read. And it talks about if you can't change your marriage or you can't change your job, you can change your attitude, you can change your perception, just like that. And I think you'd probably love those books. We'll talk about those later. So if people can read your free material, what can they expect when they come on your course? How does it work?
So the course is, I have a couple of different courses basically. People can train online or they can come in person. The in-person one's starting in January 2019. And that is a real kind of in-depth course because you go through the art of coaching. So the life coach practitioner diploma's in there as well, but then we go even further than that. So we teach them all the skills of coaching: values, strengths, beliefs, mindset, positive psychology, NLP. And then we go on to looking at the chakra system as well. So we look at the science behind energy, the latest research in quantum energy, quantum physics. And then we look at all the ancient wisdom behind the chakras as well. And we basically use more metaphysics. So it goes a lot deeper. And once you've finished, basically they have all the tools and techniques. So I've created a whole toolkit for them that is unique to the Soul Awakening Academy. It's called the Soul Awakening Method. So there's lots of tools. So as soon as they've trained, they have everything they need to set up their own practice. And they can work however they feel comfortable with a client. Not every client I see is spiritual based, and it's not really a deal breaker. Most people these days have an open mind, but I just like to see people not just in 3D, not just black and white. You have a problem, let's fix it here. I like to think about, okay, well, when was this pattern ingrained in them? When did they take on this behavioral learning style? What is it about their relationships that's not fulfilling for them? Where do they feel it in their body? I really like to tune into and help the client tune into their emotions as well. So that's what they can expect on the course, really.
And does that include past life experiences and how it affects this current life experiences?
It can do. We don't talk about that so much because for past life, I'd like to teach people hypnosis or regression and things like that. So there's something that I would consider teaching, but I haven't created anything around that yet. Yeah. But it's more this life. So we help them look at their belief system. So say, for instance, I'm teaching someone about the root chakra, then we'd have a whole coaching system wrapped around the root chakra. So the root chakra governs survival, trust, all those basic needs being met. So we'd ask questions around how did trust and survival play out in your early years. So we're just trying to get a picture of the person that we're working with.
And when they qualify and they go on to throw open the doors and say, hey world, hire me as I'm a coach, what business support, if any, are you able to offer them?
Yeah,
that's an important deal breaker for some people, isn't it?
It's really important, actually. And I love seeing the students I've trained grow. So one's I think about 3 of them now have set up their own business on the back of the coaching. Just interviewed one the other day. And we have a private Facebook group, and I'm always supporting them. So I get them here to my house, and we do free work. I put on free workshops for them, so they're constantly keeping up to date with their skills, so they're not going cold. Yeah. And we're always interacting on Facebook as well.
I mean, the CPD is very important to keep that motivational up as well, isn't it? Because being a coach can be quite isolating. So having a community that you belong to, whether it's the IAPC&M or your study buddy group or whatever, it's quite important.
You do need to keep those stokes in the fire. You know, it's not easy, and this business is not easy. It's a business. It's probably one of the most personal businesses you can go into is coaching, because you're selling yourself. And you know, it's not easy, and you've got to be prepared for the pitfalls. And probably one of the biggest pitfalls, if anything, is about confidence and belief and resilience to keep going.
Yeah.
So no, it is important to offer that ongoing support, because obviously their success is my success, and you know.
So who inspires you then, Anne-Marie?
It's a funny one, really, because I just get inspired by weird things like astrology.
Okay.
Things like the metaphysical side of things inspire me the most, because I'm such a curious person that I just want to figure out how the hell this universe works. So professionals and experts in that field, they're probably the people that inspire me the most, if I'm honest with you.
Okay, good. All right. So last question then. You're on a desert island, and you've got to have 3 luxury items. What would they be? Because I know that you like to look after yourself. So,
what would they be? It'd have to be the internet. It'd have to be a dongle or some kind of Wi-Fi system. I'd take someone with me if I could take anything. I'd take someone with me, and I'd just take a really big treasure chest of books.
Okay, all right. So a lot of interaction, either with somebody, with the internet, with the mind through the words, is really quite important, because you're such a curious person. You just need that stimulation, don't you?
Yeah, I can be quite a hermit, you know, and I'm quite happy in my own company as long as I'm stimulated in the mind. Yeah,
okay. And so I said last question, but why was it so important for you to personally and professionally with your course seek accreditation? What difference does that make to you and your clients, do you think?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of difference, really. I mean, like I said to you, you know, one of the reasons why I chose you was because of the passion that you put into it, and you made me feel that you took it really seriously. That made me feel really secure about the whole thing, because obviously there are other accreditation boards out there, but I just was not getting, I was just not feeling it with them at all, because they weren't really that attentive, you know. So I felt like you invested a lot of time in me. I had a lot of questions, and you were always there to answer them.
Like I said, you're very curious.
Yeah, you know, you put me through the grill, like interviewed me, but you know, we did the coaching with you, and I just, it made me just feel really secure. And I think it is important that obviously David checked the course out. He asked me for a lot of information, and then he kind of gave it a seal of approval, and that just helped me feel, yeah, you know, it's okay, I've done it, and it's good. It's, you know, I can put this stuff out there. It's okay, you know.
It's something to be proud of, because you've been through the hill. Because it's not a rubber stamp job by any means. As you say, you do have to go through it, but the sense of achievement and challenging yourself is so worth it, because increasingly we're finding the public are checking more and more. This person says they're accredited, but we can't find them on your site, or we only want to go on an accredited course. So I think the public are becoming increasingly sophisticated about protecting their well-being these days.
Good, and so they should be. Yeah, so they should be.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Anne-Marie. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always, spending some time with you. And your course in January sounds very exciting. I know you'll send us the details and we'll promote them. But just give us a quick reminder of your website where people can find you.
Yeah, sure. It's soulawakeningacademy.co.uk.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Cheers.
Thank you, Dawn. Take care.
And you. Bye-bye.